Hi everybody. Today I just want to talk about, I know it's been a little while since I've done one of these. I don't want to do them if I don't feel like I have anything to talk about. But today, there's, just stuff going on that I kind of wanted to talk about. It's been a really good couple of days. I've gotten to do a thing at work with some people who I've respected and admired and looked up to for many years, so that was really exciting. And I also recently just met another person who I admire, so I often feel like I'm living a charmed life, especially professionally and with regard to the experiences that my job gives me access to and the people that it brings me in contact with. I'm extremely fortunate, and I try to stay mindful of that, and certainly the last few days have been particularly great in that regard, of just reminding me that I have a lot to be thankful for. In many ways. But the best thing that I've experienced in the past few days was a wedding that I went to this past weekend. It was a really, really beautiful ceremony, and it was one of these situations. I hope you've been fortunate enough to witness some of these in your own life, and hopefully even to be in this situation, but where the two people getting married just seems, I don't believe in fate or anything like that, but still, sometimes this is a case of two people coming together where it just feels like they're so good for each other and so right for each other that it's uplifting to witness them coming together and committing to each other and loving each other as just plainly and visibly and as they do. Looking at their faces during the ceremony and following at the reception, it was so clear how much they loved each other and how right it was for them to commit to each other in this way. And so it really was, for me, just to be in the presence of that and to witness it. It really was an uplifting experience. But it also, it's that, along with just other things happening in my life lately, are kind of having this effect of, I think, kind of cracking the shell that I've built around my own heart when it comes to matters of love, romance. And I may have talked about this to some extent in an earlier video, but it's been in my mind a lot lately. I feel like while I was in the deepest depths of gender dysphoria, and I spent many years there, I rarely had any it was easy for me to get very, very, very caught up in myself and to not get emotionally attached to other people, and to certainly to not kind of have romantic yearnings or or attachments to other people. And as I'm not out of the gender dysphoria woods yet by any stretch, but in that regard, things are better now than they were in the past. And I think that as I've gotten more in touch with myself, and that and particularly in recent weeks and months, and certainly powerfully, in just the last few days, I've just been feeling a lot more of kind of general romantic kind of yearning. I'm in my mid-30s, and it's I think a lot of people, single people in their mid-30s at a wedding, would have thoughts along the lines of, am I ever going to get married? Am I ever going to find someone that I want to commit to and that I love as openly and deeply as these two people love each other? Sometimes it's easy for me to get discouraged about that, because I often feel like my experience is having been transgender and having been so inwardly focused and so caught up in that and in what was just going on emotionally inside me. I often feel like those have, and maybe it's not fair to blame those, maybe that has nothing to do with it, but I feel like it does. But for whatever reason, one reason or another, I often feel like I'm a bit impaired when it comes to connecting to other people. I'm a bit socially awkward, and I have a harder time just connecting to people in general than I think, most people do. And I don't like being that way. I want to be able to, to connect with other people meaningfully, easily, or not. I don't know, it may not be easy for anyone, or for most people. For some people it certainly is, but in any case, I feel like I could be better at that, and I wish that I were, and I hope that I get better at it, and I'm trying to get better at it, but it's not easy. So I wonder if that's going to be this barrier, like a constant thing in the way of me forming those kinds of relationships and having that kind of experience. If I can am I capable really of, after having this particular kind of emotional anguish for so long and my heart kind of closing up as it did, or trying to, can I open myself up to other people, to love? And though the sort of melancholy sense of longing it's not a happy feeling, I try to look at it as a positive, and look at it as an indication that my heart is opening up to those possibilities and wanting them. And though I know that it won't be easy for me to have them, it may yet be possible. And 30, being in my mid-30s, it's not the end of the world, obviously. One of my personal role models, one of my personal heroes, is she is a comedy writer in New York City. Her name is Liz Lemon, and she didn't get married until she was in her early 40s. So if she can do it, then, I'm still okay. I'm still in good shape, I think. yeah, anyway, that, I guess, you know, but whatever happens to me, you know, if I manage, if I'm fortunate enough someday to really fall in love with someone who also loves me, and to get married and have that kind of life, a really meaningful connection with another person in that sense, or if that doesn't happen, if I just, you know, if I don't get married and if I don't have that connection, what I don't want to happen is for me to ever stop, is to get bitter and to stop seeing love as a positive thing and a beautiful thing in this world. Because when I was at that wedding this weekend, and of course I've witnessed it before, and I hope I witness it again, and you know, but I mean, love is a wonderful thing. I believe in love, and I believe in its value, and its kind of, I don't even know how to articulate this. But yeah, I mean, it's I think that even to just love, as one of my favorite singers, has a song called, and I think I've even mentioned this in a previous video, I don't know, I guess my brain has got these tracks in it that it just keeps going back and forth along and not really venturing into new territory, but this song called Not So Much to Be Loved as to Love, and it's about the importance, it's about how what's really important is to love. That to love is more important than to be loved, and I want to believe that. I mean, I believe that. Believing it mentally and putting it into practice emotionally are two very different things, and I'm still unsure how capable I am of putting it into practice emotionally. But anyway, I guess I hope that I can love. You know, that's the most important thing to me right now, thinking about my life going forward in this sense, is that I hope that I can open my heart to love and can give love. And yeah, so that's what I've been thinking about lately, these past few days. Anyway, thanks for listening, thanks for watching. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to do my best to answer them in a future video. And yeah, that's all. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good night. Bye.